Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage in the grand finals for the Paidia Cup, presented by PC Game Pass, your starting lineups. At the #1 seed, please welcome back to the stage, Carleton University FE. Hans, Oketina, Tranquil, Apples, Aquinoctio. And at the 2 seed, please welcome back to the stage, the University of Houston. Orchid, Binko, Raven, Altir, Alita. Now, welcome back to the stage to facilitate the pre-match showdown, your host, Space Ghost.
It's me again. Sorry to disappoint you guys. Could I get the 2 team captains over here just for a little pre-show referee talk here? All right, folks. I want a clean game, but I also want to give you the opportunity to either talk trash or, say what you need to say. So some good final words here. What would you like to say? It can be to your team, it can be to your competitors, but I prefer trash talk.
Okay. Well, I really hope 4th time's a charm for y'all.
Do you need some aloe for that burn? What was that? Catching strays for 0. I think it's time to give you a response.
I just want to say we're just happy to be here, and we look up to you guys, so good luck, have fun.
Darn it, the wholesomeness. Chose the wholesome route. Okay, I want you to give a good handshake, and let's get this thing going. Oh, thank you guys so much for showing some incredible sportsmanship. All right, we're going to go ahead, and we're going to throw over to these beautiful casters over here. Take it away, my friends.
All right, we are back with the finals, and I am so excited to see how this plays out. Carleton has been playing today in the actual CECC, okay? So we've seen them on Lotus, Fracture, Haven. It's going to be exciting. I am interested in seeing what the map is going to be. I am just excited to see how they are adapting and playing together, seeing, they've played against each other before. It is going to be interesting knowing that they have already played against each other. Carleton, took the win last time to qualify for here, and Scarlet still is driven to win this match.
And I love what they said. They say, hey, we look up to you. We're just ready for the games. Good luck, have fun. So I'm excited.
That wholesomeness, though, that's the route I would go.
Yes. But I do still have a burn from that.
Yeah, I felt the AC kick on from that burn. It was suddenly, it was warm, and then suddenly there was that cool breeze, and you're like, oh, they knew exactly what we all needed in that moment.
Absolutely. We're excited to see in map 1. Just full energy. I think they might play a little bit slower here. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to take their time, and then when they need to aggress, that's when they'll be aggressive.
Oh,
for sure.
Oh, yes. I'm really just interested in seeing how each of the players, they end up, picking who they're going to play. They all, a good chunk of both teams are Immortal rank, by the way.
Oh, hello.
Or have at least peaked at Immortal. We have some Immortal 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Wow.
So
that shows something.
This is going to be quite the
it's
showdown.
It's going to be the game. It's definitely going to be a game. I'm excited to see what we can see, and I hope that they just have fun. That's all I want to see. Just have fun, do their best, and get it done.
Yeah, I'm interested mostly because we asked the players in advance what their favorite player or agent is. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen Gecko yet today, and Tranquil said their favorite agent is Gecko.
Oh, so we're going to see some Mosh Pit?
I hope
Little
I see
Thrash? Dizzy?
Excuse me. Wingman.
Wingman is the only one that matters?
To me, yes.
Oh.
Wingman's the cutest.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that's just me, though. I just love Wingman. But then another Astra player as well, or someone who said, Hound said their favorite player was Astra. So I'm interested to see how that works out.
Oh, you know I love the Astra picks. You know I do.
And earlier, we saw Raven just dominate as Astra.
Controller main, 700 hours.
Oh, yes. And Raven also earlier, we didn't talk about it, but their journey into Valorant was from Minecraft to Call of Duty Search and Destroy to then Valorant. And I think that is one of the more interesting journeys into Valorant I have heard.
What a change in pace, for sure.
Yes. Because we've seen some folks, they go from Overwatch. We've seen some folks just go from CS and CSGO.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Minecraft to Call of Duty Search and Destroy to Valorant is definitely a different one.
Hey, and it got them to this stage. Maybe we should have played Minecraft. And maybe we would be immortal.
I did play some Minecraft a long time ago. So,
My thing is, I can't play survival. I can only play creative.
with PC Game Pass, you can get Minecraft Legends.
I actually want to try that.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, they've been playing it around a venue here, and I'm like, oh, that looks really fun.
It does.
Maybe we can play together?
That would be so much fun.
Absolutely.
Get all your agents unlocked and also day one access to games. I'd say that's a win-win.
Definitely a win. Absolutely. And we love PC Game Pass. I know I do. I've been having PC Game Pass for a while now, and it's just an infinite library of games you can choose to play from. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming, but really cool because I don't know if you know this, but on the app on PC, you can choose for the app to choose a game for you
Yeah.
at a Game Pass. So I do that when I'm bored. I'm like, I want to try out a new game here. So the power of PC Game Pass is real. And we're getting towards our map now.
Yeah.
I'm excited and terrified. And guess what? We're heading to Split.
Ooh, all right.
Split's gonna be interesting. I don't know if that map is attack-sided or defense-sided anymore. It's just Split.
Is there something you really like about Split?
That's a good question. I love pushing B site more than A, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, B is just better. A is terrifying now with the recent changes, so I'm excited to see how these teams adapt to the changes.
Yeah. I'm sure we're going to be rolling into our agent select shortly now that we have our map select down. Just got to get through a few more things.
You see Raven
ready.
is getting prepared here. We love it. We love it. I wonder if they play Astra as well in Split. Maybe we see double controller
Oh, yes.
or double initiator. We'll see.
I feel like we've seen a lot of double initiator, double controller. I've seen a couple double sentinels. It's going to be interesting in seeing who gets selected, and we have our agent select up right now.
And guess what? Double controller for Scarlet. We have Astra and Viper. And the KJ and the Rays combination with the Sky, Flash, and Regrowth. I'm excited to see that comp for sure.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting composition right there. Moving to Carleton, it looks like we've got double Sentinel for them.
Double Sentinel. We have Cypher and Sage. I typically see double Sentinel on Split more than anything.
Yes.
And of course, you have to have a Raze for Split. That's Raze's playground.
Yeah. Both teams have a Raze. Both teams have an Astra.
But we have double heal for Carleton.
True.
Yes. I think double heal is very important for Split, especially with how the teams are so spread apart. And you can keep heals on each side.
Yeah. I think Split is one of my favorite maps to play, honestly. And I'm a mid player on Split. I just want to go up through and then check heaven and then, kind of dart around as needed or go through sewers. That's just my style of play, though. I don't know.
Yeah, usually I'll play KJ and lurk around here on split. I like lurking on split. It's just fun.
It is absolutely fun to lurk on split.
Yeah, it has a lot of impact here. But guess what? It seems like we're leaning towards A site here. All right, we're getting that flash from Sky to get some early information. And look at the Viper setup here. This this Viper wall and orb, that makes you not want to push that site whatsoever. And here we have the Sage wall mid, trying to get some information with the jumps here. And I don't know if we can jump back on this wall, but they're breaking this wall here, but we have a Nebula there to stop that push for mid.
Yeah, that is a very interesting Viper wall. I really like that wall.
I like it. Very aggressive. And there we go. We got a pick from Orchid here. 2 picks from Orchid. Now we're jumping into Vince here. We're going to go to A. All right. Have a little bit of a hold there from Cypher towards defender spawn. And 2 picks.
Spike down A.
2 picks from our Astra there. And then we get traded. Now it's a 2v1. Our Cypher on low HP
30
here.
seconds left.
All right, now we're gonna get some space towards main
Spike
here.
planted.
We did get a plant for Scarlet. All right, holding for elbow there. It's gonna be a hard fight. 45 HP, and the first round goes to Scarlet. That was a lot going on. They wanted to go towards A. They said, no, we are not pushing towards that orb or that Viper wall. We're just going to go towards mid and get that space towards vent. And there we go. We got the spike down and secured the round.
Yeah, that was a solid mid push in the end of it, just because, you know, they had to walk away from that Viper wall, and that was a
Yeah.
good Viper
I have
wall.
not seen that setup before. The orb on ramp and then the aggressive Viper wall. I love it. I love to see it. Now we have a full buy for Scarlet. All right, we're getting we're getting the Sky utility being traded once again. Seems like we're just going to rotate off. We do not want to push that aggressive Viper wall. And we have a 3 hold here on A main. They're ready. They're ready for the right click. And now we're pushing, and the shots don't connect, but we get traded, and that's 2 guns
Spike
down.
down A.
That's 2 guns down for Carleton. They can take advantage and win this round now. 4v3. Oh, and Spike is down too.
Yeah, that is a tough position for Spike to be down. And of course, we're getting a couple picks on our defenders.
Now it's a 3v1. Can Tranquil do it? Getting rid of that KJ alarm bot. Maybe we can pick up a gun. And this round could be winnable now. All right, we have those KJ mollies on Spike. Pushing through main here, trying to get information. Getting rid of that Trailblazer there. And we do see that KJ molly, we get rid of that. Trading a little bit of damage on elbow there. Incredible shots from Tranquil. And that's another round for Scarlet.
Yeah. Going to A site and then backing off and retaking it seems to be working pretty well right now. It's the first 2 rounds though, so we'll see how Carleton adapts to this strategy, but I'm loving this Viper wall. It's
terrifying.
It's putting so much pressure, and also at the same time, like, helping them build that space out. And if we keep seeing that Viper wall, I'm not surprised that they're actually just conditioning them to think they're at A site. So eventually they can make that switch, move to B, try something a little bit different, and then have a very successful round after that.
Absolutely. I wonder if we can see an aggressive Viper wall on B site.
That would be very interesting, or maybe they're saving it for when they're defenders.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Scarlet is playing well. They're playing slow. They're playing off information. playing for trades, getting the job done. Now they're on a bonus.
And we know these teams have played against each other previously, so they already know a little bit of their play style, so they can adapt pretty well. As we see, there's a mid push leaning towards B based on where KJ is at right now, but still having that aggressive Viper wall with the orb on A.
Yeah, I love the Sage wall towards Male and B Heaven. It's really, really strong. They can get space, but they can't get enough space to secure B site. So now we're leaning towards A site. And we have a 4v4. We're even in numbers. We have an aggressive hold from Astra here. Now we're going to back up for site and play probably for retake here. Or we're going to try our best to just keep them off. And the frenzy shots connect on Astra, taking her down. And now it's a free gun for Orchid. And Spike is down. We're getting ready for this retake here with Carleton. 3v4. Getting that Trailblazer on site. They got all information that they needed. Seeing those paint shells go towards Heaven. Now we're going to push out a defender spawn here from Screams. And then the Astra gravity well timed perfectly to secure those picks. Incredible hold from Scarlet and a credible gravity well from our Astra from Scarlet. I'd love to see it.
That was just utilizing UTAL together so well, especially with that Astra gravity well. I do just want to say, like, that Sky using the trail blazer just to get that information as to where folks were was also amazing and so incredible for their team, just because you now know where everyone is, or maybe, you know, when they're not there, you know where they're not. So I want to commend the Sky on that one.
Initiator utility is so important.
It is. It's so important to have an initiator on your team, especially when they can communicate like these teams do. You know that everyone else on your team knows exactly where the folks are when you find them.
Absolutely. And we do have Astra Cosmic Divide here for post-plant or to get us onto site. I think Scarlet is doing a really good job of wasting util from Carleton and then just rotating right off of it.
Mm-hmm. And again, we see the Viper wall, again, conditioning Carleton to get used to having Viper there, so they don't quite know where they're actually at, even though they're leaning more towards B site at the beginning and then moving towards A. And maybe this is the one time that changes, because we see them slowly going back up through mid. Maybe they're going to utilize a different path onto A site, or maybe they're going to commit to that B push.
And we're picking off of that Sky Flash, but then they get taken down together in Vince, and another pick and mail on Astra. Now it's a 5v1. Tranquil left to do it all. Once again, with the Sheriff. But then the shots connect on Alita. And that is 4 rounds for Scarlet so far on Split. They're playing this map so well so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carleton, when I was watching them earlier in the morning, I saw them consistently check each site when they were playing on Lotus, and I feel like Scarlet, maybe they've done this before against them, but I feel like Scarlet picked up on that and went, that's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And right now, I think we have a timeout or tech pause at the moment.
So it's still early in the game, but 4-0 right now. And Carleton's been playing all day too.
Absolutely. Yeah, both teams. They've been playing all day.
So getting towards the end of the day, you know, tired, maybe in need of a snack.
Just a small break.
I hear the timer going off, which means I think we're out of our pause at this point, moving on to round number 5.
Round number 5, 12 seconds on the clock. And we do have 2 ults ready for both teams. We are close to Ray's Showstopper for Scarlet. All right, we're seeing an aggressive Cypher Cam here onto B main, B place. Taken down immediately, getting that Cypher Cage down. Sky Flash out of the Cypher Cage. Early aggression from Raze onto site. The shots don't connect, unfortunately. So now they have sight for free. But guess what? Tina is there to clean up and get a pick and an instant trade. Now we're in a 3v2.
Remaining. Spike down B.
And we have our Sky Seekers. And it puts Astra in a really difficult situation at the moment. They know exactly where they are. All right. And the shots connect for Binko, and that's another round for Scarlet.
You know, that was a great cosmic divide on B site that we saw from Astra.
They were just aggressive. They took
were.
that space. They did not slow down. And that's what Split's about, honestly, especially for B site. You just push it fast, get those picks, clear pillar, clear back site, and you can have a free plant.
Yeah, and having something like the Cosmic Divide too just makes it even more difficult on the other team because
Absolutely.
you could just completely block off that site from them once you clear it out.
And they won't hear a thing.
Not one thing.
All right. All right, they did get rid of that Cypher tripwire there on A main, placing another trip towards A site. Seems like we're defaulting at the moment. Scaling up mid here with Orchid. And now we're leaning towards B site. We do have the spike going towards there. Nebulas are down for vents. They're walking up mail room. We do have a hole from Tranquil. And we do get that information. They're going towards B heaven now. Have those paint shells coming in hot. But guess what? We are getting all the picks here on B site. Ultier and Raven getting those 2 picks, making it a 5v3 now. Orchid getting another pick from mailroom on Hans. We do have Sage Resurrection. It'd be a little difficult to get a resurrection here in mailroom in heaven. And everyone is just holding their own. They're holding their angle that they need to on site. Tranquil getting a pick here on Ultier. And another one. We're seeing these picks come in, making it a more even round. KJ Molly on Spike to buy some time. And here we go. We're running out of time very quickly. And this round is going to Scarlet once again. Playing together, getting the job done, and they're playing very well off of Initiator Utility.
They are. Carleton just were trying to go for those 1v1s, it seems, and it just didn't quite work out for them. Especially when you have Scarlet playing, you know, pretty close together in close quarters, but still the 1v1s just didn't quite work out. It's okay.
Yeah. We're seeing Carleton get pinched here, especially
Very.
towards B Heaven and Mailroom. It's really difficult, especially when your Initiator is gone and you can't retake with Initiator Util. So now we're on round 7 here.
And it's going to be a chaotic one because all of them on Carleton have their ults, so...
It is an eco round, but if they can use these ults to secure the round that they need, use them. And we got those paint shells on top of the Sage wall to make sure that Sage isn't holding that wall angle. There we go. And we got a regrowth there on our raise. Now it seems like we're going to just rotate over to A site.
Yeah, they're already primed and ready for A site just because Viper has that wall there, has been slowly taking, you know, trying to get that information, trying to get someone out and try to get a pick over there. However,
now they changed it up. They baited them for sound.
aided them with
Yep.
sound
Yep.
just to get them over to back and re-hit B site, so that way it was a lot easier this time. And it looks like they've been able to clear out B site pretty well too, and they're just going for that plan.
And Orchid getting a pick on Tranquil, and they're getting that space towards spawn. And here we go. We're seeing a lot of damage being traded here. Seeing that Cypher Cage be placed for main to block vision for a little bit. And here we go, Binko and Orchid. Heaven holding it down, but then gets shut down. The Aquin there. And we have that Cypher ult. We have the defuse going on. And a diffuser is killed. Now we have 4v1 and they get shut down. incredible hold. They're rotating through mid to pinch them once again in mailroom and B heaven. That is where they are lacking right now. Carleton team.
I mean, it is a choke point on the map. It's going to be a little harder to, avoid those fights in there. But we'll see if they try to avoid taking those fights in there, try to take it a little bit outside of there, or just, try to bait them to not be in that area entirely in this next round.
And here we are. We are leaning towards a little bit of an A push. All right, yeah, we're pushing through. We do have Cypher trips here. Hopefully they are prepared for those. They took one out towards ramp. And here we go. We're getting that raised boom bot towards heaven. We do Hans holding vents here. And those Seekers are coming. Making it a little difficult now. And now Orchid has all the space in the world, pushing up towards screens here. Pushing past that Astra Nebula. And now we have a free spike plant.
Yeah. We see them going back up through A right now for our defenders. And a Viper ult.
Viper pit. It's coming in. Pure chaos. Unfortunately, Binko got shot down there, but that was a very good placement for Viper's pit. Now we have a 4v2. And we got that Sage resin, so we can have those numbers. And here we go. We have a 4v1, and the shot's connected for Tina. Easy 3K. And that is the first round for Carleton. What do you think they did differently this round that secured their first round here for this map?
They played a little bit more together, not taking those 1v1s. Granted, they also went into the Viper smoke a little bit and caught it early. But also, that Viper pit was in a choke point, which, that could be a great thing to try to cut someone off. But at the same time, like, if you're stuck in that choke point, it's going to be really easy to find you. So
I couldn't agree more. Perfect. 1-7 game. Let's see how they bring back these rounds now. I'm excited to see what Carleton does.
I see Scarlet is, again, bringing the spike close, but then dropping it just so that way they don't have to go and rescue the spike from a particular spot, especially doing a mid push like this one.
Absolutely. And Orchid has an incredible angle here to get some free picks. All right, we have a jump peek here from Aquin onto B main. We do have that lurk from KJ there on B main from Scarlet. And now we're backing up from mid now. Let's see what our strategy is going to be here. We may be leaning towards just faking utility, probably on B site. And they're running out, backing up, just trying to bait for sound here.
That is exactly what they're going for, and it's been pretty successful every time they've done something like that. And we see our Cosmic Divide going up, which is a wonderful Cosmic Divide, honestly, just because it cuts off so much of the map and giving them the space they need so that way they can take control of a site effectively. Once they clear it out,
Apple getting pinched there. Once again, left on site alone, fighting for their life. We're just seeing a lot of Carleton getting pinched, but Scarlet is doing a really good job at sound baiting and rotating when they need to. Here we go. Hans getting a pick on Binko, and trades for trades are happening, making it now a 2v2. Raven getting a pick on Astra and Tina. 3K. Wow.
yeah.
Talk about an incredible hold. Aggressive hold, too. They are not afraid.
Not one bit. It was great to see them just kind of like with their crosshairs and also just making sure that their corners were completely cleared, still together, but had sights on each other. That way they could keep themselves safe and their partner safe.
I love that Cosmic Divide with the Nebula on screens. That is the best way to take A. I love it.
Yeah, no, I see our attackers currently are leaning towards B mid with the spike this time. So it's interesting to see how sometimes they make sure they have Spike with them, but other times they leave it behind just so they can gather that little bit of information so they can play it safe.
Absolutely.
But we still, every round, see Viper with the wall on A that is so aggressive. But still holding it too and trying to bait the other team out just a little
and the
bit.
timing of this. Oh my goodness. I hope they don't get caught while they're in their form, and they did. Raven getting a pick on Aquan. Unfortunate timing there.
Oof.
But now we have a 4v2. They're getting picked off here towards A Heaven and Vent. Incredible shot from Raven on Tranquil. 2v2. Camilla, 2v2.
It's going to be interesting because they're all over the map. The Spike, I bet they're going to move towards A site and see if anyone's there, or they're just going to re-hit from the looks of it right now with 30 seconds. They kind of have to do the re-hit on the site at this point.
And guess what? We got an instant trade from Raven. We didn't expect a second one. Getting those paint shells out. And an incredible shot from Tina. Another round for Carleton. That was a really good hold
That was
on B.
That was a great hold.
They had the easy read on Scarlet.
Yeah, that is why it's so important when you're playing this map. You really, if you're going to go B site, as much as it is a go as quickly as possible on the B, a lot of the time you still need to go clear out Heaven.
Rafters is scary.
Rafters is a whole other world.
Terrifying. Here comes the party. Showstopper taking out Binko. That wall is immediately dropped now. I love that aggressive push. Oh, unfortunately, Tranquil being flashed and then getting caught by Raven. Cypher Trip being destroyed. Now we have a fast push on B site. Male and B Heaven is where they're lacking defense.
It's interesting seeing our
Wait.
attackers go through defenders spawn,
They're
but it looks like they're about to get meet up with folks.
They're not going to be.
Spike down. Defender
I think they had the strategy of going to A, getting a pick, and going. But they were ready for that. They were already rotated and coming. 3v1. We could possibly grab the spike here.
I got the spike.
All right, we have 37 seconds on the clock.
Oh, this is going to be a tough one just
30
because
seconds left.
they have 30 seconds. They have to figure out where they're going, but unfortunately they get picked off right at the end of that. And defenders take that round, bringing us to a 3-8.
Last round in the half.
That was a really hard round to recover from.
That was.
I saw the strat.
Yeah,
It was good until it wasn't.
the strategy was there, but they were met up, unfortunately, on the other side of that map, and it just did not work out for them. But we're 3-8 right now. We'll see how things play out in this next round.
We do have Cypher ult here. Got close to a couple ults here as well.
I see they're still utilizing the B push through mid slightly. Leaning more towards mid, putting Spike in an interesting location, and Viper continuing with the conditioning of the other team.
Here we go. It seems like we are getting some space towards mid. We're just pushing slow. See if we can get some information on our pick here. Binko getting a pick here on Aquan. Revealed by the spy cam. Could be tricky. Cypher could get that pick as well if we do an aggressive push after that Viper wall falls. But we are leaning towards B. We do have the spike leaning towards that area.
It looks like we have quite a few flashes going out onto site right now. It's getting a little bit chaotic with a few utilities being utilized. We have Astra there making sure Heaven is covered at least. We'll see if Spike gets planted, and they do with Sage lurking nearby, joined by their teammates. We'll see how they plan to retake this site.
And Bingo did end up getting that pick. I mean, I'm sorry, Cypher ended up getting that pick on Bingo just a few seconds ago. And got that Sage heal now. Shots don't connect, so now we're in a 2v1. Can Tina do it? But the shots connect on ult here, securing the round, making it a 3-9 half.
Switching sides.
Wow, Scarlet, they took that aggression and went with it.
I have said this every single time we end up casting together and this happens. There's a 3-9 curse.
Absolutely, and we got it. We got our 3-9 curse. I'm excited to see how Carleton does on attack here.
I am too.
At this point, I guess Split is attack-sided.
I think we may have figured it out. We'll
little bit.
see how this goes. We'll see how the next few rounds go, but we're switching sides. We'll see how Carleton fares as attackers instead of defenders, and we'll see how Scarlet works as
And we have a bear
defenders here.
friend.
We do have a bear friend on the field right now. Very happy to see Bear Friend. Bear Friend clearly is cheering on everyone at this competition right now. Looks like Carleton has decided to do the mid push going up towards our B, deciding, B doesn't sound that great. Let's go A instead.
And you see that Viper setup in male? I wouldn't want to push that either.
I wouldn't.
Viper utility is just terrifying. All as a whole.
It is, and for some reason, people still think they can get away with just pushing through Viper utility. And
Absolutely not.
no, there's a decay. You got to remember there's a decay.
All right, we're getting some space here on ramps. We do have a flank hold. All right, we're pushing off of Heaven towards site. We do have two holding A site here. And they're just sitting in that nebula, playing outside of it, but then they both get picked off, making it now a 5v3. Carleton up in numbers right now.
30
We have the
seconds
hold from
left.
Aquin on ramp. Nebula to cover Heaven. And now we're just going to play post plant. And we do have that wall to hold down screen, so either they have to break that wall or we have to just push towards main. But we have it held down.
Yeah, it seems that it's going to blow up quickly once folks meet each other on A site. We have a really nice Viper wall here. The spike is counting down pretty quickly, though, so we're getting picks going off one by one, and attackers end up taking it for themselves.
That was a really good round. We saw some really good shots be traded. And guess what? They did it together. As usual, that's how you win these rounds, playing together. Split is just a scary map. I know, I'm scared of everything involving Valorant. It's just, the game is a horror game.
It is secretly a horror game.
Secretly, for sure. And now we're getting into the next round.
Looks like we're again leaning towards B site, but our defenders gambled on A.
And they are pushing out together.
They are aggressively pushing this out together. We see the Viper wall too going through mid. Cypher is lurking, but might be getting met up with Viper, but takes out Viper immediately.
Wow. We love the Sentinel lurk. You get so much information off of that lurk. All right, we have to break that Sage wall. And there we go. Raven gets a gun from that pick. Low HP on Cypher there. All right, and we just have a full war zone here on stairs. B Heaven side. Ray's Boombot coming in hot. Orchid gets taken down, and Raven. Now it's a 4v1. 30 HP on Sky, and that's another round for Carleton. It was a gamble.
It was a gamble.
And hey, gambles can go either way. That's why it's called a gamble. So I love the push, though. They play together. They're like, hey, we're going to use all our classics together and just try our best.
That was a very aggressive attempt at a retake just because they were so quick just to go through sewers and go up through that mid and get into heaven. And, you know, they lost Viper, and then Astra took over and was like, Cypher, no thank yous, bye-bye.
Yeah, give me that Bulldog. And of course, the early Sky blinds.
Yeah, we have a lot of action already on the map.
Okay, the use of the Astra Stars, the Raze nade, the Mollies, shut them down quick. Now we're in a 5v3. The Gravity Well with the Mollies, that combination is deadly.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, we see that folks are just trying to get onto site at this point, and it's a little bit of a struggle just because there's already 2 folks down, and they're still trying to re-hit.
Wow, and that pick that we saw Aquin get on Raze and mid, and that was an angle with the Viper Wall. Getting even in numbers now. 4v3.
Thirty
And
seconds
we're leaning
left.
towards B side here. 30 seconds left.
They have to take this. They have to go to B site at this point just because there's not enough time really to move towards A site. And there's still 1 person at A site. They're finally rotating though.
And Raven holding it down with the team, getting a 2K. But the utility usage. I love an Astra Gravity Well with a KJ Molly, paint shells, and then a Sage Slow. Oh yeah, that's deadly. They were well prepared for that round and that B push.
Yeah, utilizing the utility together is definitely a strength of both teams at this point, just because they play off of each other so well, and you need to play off each other's utility besides, you know, just having each other's backs throughout these rounds.
And with Split, I think combining utility to just hold them off a site is very important.
Yes.
They did that very well. And they thought the re-hit would work, but they weren't successful. But they played well. They attempted the re-hit. It's okay. Raven and Alita, they just held it down.
They did.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, you could tell they were communicating throughout that whole thing. You don't even have to hear it. You just know based on how they're
Just see.
playing.
Yeah, it's purely off of their gameplay. And they had a timeout, so hopefully they had a moment to regroup and figure out their next strategy here. It's a 5-10 game. And we do have a Cypher ult ready. We're close to Sage Res here for Carleton. Also Cosmic Divide too. So hopefully they can get some ult points or get some picks there so they can play properly with those ults.
And they're utilizing a mid push once again, so we will see how this goes since it is a B leading mid push. We have Cypher over lurking in A just to get some information. However, all of the other team is leaning on that B site as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they rotate or at least make it look like they're going to rotate to A and then try to do a re-hit real quick.
Aggressive 3 hold here on B main. They're ready. Now we're using that Trailblazer to get some information. Get shut down quickly. Binko and Orchid getting 2 picks there on flank and male.
Yeah, as we can see, they're definitely going up towards A site. Cypher's already at A. They've been waiting, just lurking to see if there's anyone there. They probably have communicated to their team at this point, hey, A's empty. A's just cleared for the taking, so just go for it. So it's 3v5, but they have a lot of space.
And talk about a spray transfer, Camilla. Hello? 3K. That's a 3K for Apple. Oh my goodness.
That went from a 3 versus 5 to 3 versus 2, all in the span of like 2 seconds. Absolutely impressive showmanship.
And another pick from Apple. A 4K for Apple. Double hold too. for the end of that round.
So we are at 6-5, or 6-10 at this point, sorry. It's getting late. We are at 6-10. Scarlet is still in the lead.
They are. They're at 10 rounds. But we did get that last round from Carleton.
With such a close ace, too.
Absolutely.
And we are again seeing a mid Viper wall. Spike got left behind just so that way it's easier to grab, but leaning towards that B site for information.
And we saw a lot of util be traded there in mid. And now Carleton, they want to go towards A. They're fully committed. But then we have that Cypher Cam to get information for the team to see if they do want to commit to this push on A. They're just playing for information at this point. Playing patient. We do have that KJ hold on B site.
There.
It's interesting that they're just kind of moving between the two and taking their time right now, seeing that it's getting close to those 30-second mark. And at that point, you really, really need to have a decision made.
Yeah, and I think our decision is going through Male to be Heaven, and we're satching onto site here. Gets picked off by Raven with the Sheriff, but traded immediately, and now it's a 4v2. We do have a raised Showstopper. 15 seconds on the clock.
Spike planted.
Have Vinko here in Orchid. Taking down that Sage wall. Hold from Hans here on Rafters.
One enemy remaining.
Orchid gets dropped, as well as Binko. And here we are, 7-10 game.
That was something. We're seeing both teams play as best as they can, and Carleton's just bringing it back up every single round.
I think they're doing exactly what Scarlet did. They played slow, they wasted utility, they rotated when needed.
Yeah, it's been interesting seeing them move closer to one side, making a little bit of noise, and then just going back over.
All right, we do have 3 ults for each side.
Okay.
And now we're getting that Astra Nebula down on B site, holding an angle here. Probably playing for Nova Pulse or Gravity Well, for sure. Double hold here in Male as well. Jump peeking mid, see if we can get some information there. And they're just playing patient. They want to play for picks here.
Yeah, I just want to mention, like, we keep seeing Cypher lean towards A and just kind of lurk around A, preparing for them to move over towards that A site, as we're seeing them do right now with the spike, but going up through Heaven.
We're seeing that Sky Flash and Apple getting picked off on main. Now we're playing with this Cosmic Divide, getting a pick on Hans with the Showstopper. Now it's a 5v3. And another Showstopper coming in from Tina.
30 seconds.
And now we have that res from Heaven on Hans. 4v3. And we have a double hold here in Elbow. Swinging together. Ult here, getting 2 picks, getting traded with Alita. And now it's a 1v2 situation. Gotta do something
10
here.
seconds left.
We do have Alita at low HP here, but we have a double swing here from Elbow.
Remaining.
And another pick for Tranquil, a 3K. Hello.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They sat and they lurked a little bit after placing the spike, moving just enough to get the KJ turret, so that way they didn't have to worry about it, and just kind of realized, oh, they're definitely not over there still. Moved just enough over, peeked it, and then just secured that round for them. It was such a great play, as we're seeing on the replay right now. Just so quick just to move over and just go right for it because they knew they were going to have to come from that way with the turret being placed in that spot. It was so well done and so well calculated.
Absolutely. And we saw that Cypher Cage go on to ramp there. They have a lineup for that for the start of the round. Just to help with vision. Tina getting a pick there on ramp. Now we have that guiding light coming out. And another one for sight. And a Nebula, are we going to play inside of it? Unfortunately, we couldn't. Raven getting picked off there on site. Now we can plant for free. Site is completely clear.
Yeah, it was interesting just because we saw Viper drop their pit in mid since they'd been so consistently going up through mid, but instead they just went all A. And it seems they're playing the waiting game right now with a little bit of information. Sage is in quite the spot.
Very, very fun spot.
Just such a sneaky hold right
Enemy
there.
remaining.
And it's all up to Altier. One pick from Altier and instantly traded from Aquin. Camilla, 9-10.
Yeah, we went from a 3-9 game to a 9-10 game.
And here we go. We're getting a timeout here from Team Scarlet. They need to have a talk, for sure.
Oh yes. Both teams have been playing for information and they're just taking their time a little bit. Like we've seen some aggressive moments from the start, but for the most part they're just information gathering.
And they are playing very well. They're taking their time, utilizing that Cypher lurk as well to get space and information and playing right off of it.
Yeah, that Cypher lurk has been, I think, a very big component as to how this has gone from 3-9 to 9-10 at this point. And also just some incredible plays and crosshair placement. I'm still a little shook just from that takedown of the KJ turret, the immediate turn, and just the 2 in a row. It was wonderful to see.
It was a good play. You know, they wanted to bait, for their teammate that has low HP, but the shots just connected for our Sage.
Yeah. But also love seeing that little bit of sneaky Sage just then was delightful.
They're getting creative.
Very creative, utilizing the Sage wall just to get them up on that platform because you're not necessarily going to look there to see if there's a Sage or anybody, at least not when you're like hyper focused on anything.
All right, here we go. Our next round, those Seekers are coming out. Aggressive hold from Orchid and ult here, but they get shut down immediately. Now it's already a 3-10 game. Trailblazer coming out. Clearing back sight. And they know at least 2 are there, for sure, just based off of utility. Now we're leaning towards mid, getting some space up there.
I love how they, once again, got that little bit of information about B site, and now they're going up through mid, getting a little bit more information, and then deciding to meet up with the Cypher, who's been lurking over by A. They have spikes, so it seems like they might be a bit committed, but as we've seen previously, they've gone up there and went, no thanks, and then went back. So it's a little bit of a toss-up as to see where they're going to truly commit to, but seeing all the util.
And our duelist playing off of that initiator utility perfectly on ramp, but then gets traded. It was a really good play, though. That Sky Flash gives you so much information. And now we have that Sage Wall on Heaven.
Yeah, we're just playing for that little bit of info. We'll see them connect, and KJ taken out, and so was Viper just by peeking behind that wall.
What do you think Scarlet can do to get these rounds back?
Maybe it is time to be a bit more aggressive. I wouldn't necessarily gamble on a particular site, right? Because we know Carleton's literally just going to rotate immediately. But having folks just kind of maybe go from the mid, see which way they're leaning, and meet them in the middle, that might be the way to kind of throw them off their game currently.
I couldn't agree more. And you know, they did try the aggressive push last round, but the Sky Seekers, they took over.
Yeah. So utilizing that utility too, just in mid, would be absolutely great. We could hear some ult points getting picked up.
You will not kill my allies.
And right now we're hanging out. We're looking at this focus face right now. And they are ready.
You could hear them moving as a team immediately.
Yes, definitely moving as a team. You hear all those footsteps. All right, 10-10 game.
10-10. It's getting close.
30 seconds left.
Trailblazer in the paint shells. And here we go. Tina flicking back, getting that pick, but then trading immediately from Raven. And shots are just coming in hot from Aquin. Wow. Again, we heard them moving together. They were ready for that rotate, and they took sight. That was their eco round for Scarlet. So let's see what they can do now that we have a full buy round. We do have our Sky Seekers. We have KJ Lockdown. We also have Cosmic Divide. Probably try playing for retake. That should be our strategy at the moment.
Probably.
But playing together for retake.
Together is the important part here. And I see we have a mid push leaning towards that B once again with the wonderful Viper wall, forcing them at least out from going through mid. And we know we have a couple folks on the other team that are defending that just peeked out through that spot on B. So we'll see if they commit to B early or they just make some noise and leave.
Those paint shells are deadly. The placement of them. Unfortunately, with the Cypher, like, they get picked off. Here we are. We have a 5-3 game now. Those Seekers are coming out.
Placing alarm bot down. Bomb grenade out.
They definitely know they're towards mid, so I hope they are prepared for whatever is to come. I think we're going to lean towards B Heaven here. We did see those KJ Mollies get used a little bit early.
30
Here we
seconds
go. We're getting that
left.
Sky Flash towards spawn. And stuck with the Showstopper in a gravity well. Unfortunately, the timing of that Astra gravity well. Unfortunate. Now it's a 4-2 game. We have 13 seconds on the clock. Gonna get a default plant here with Spike. And here we go. Raven to clean it up. Making it a, hey, 11-11 game. That timeout was helpful.
Look,
They needed that time.
both teams are here for a reason. I'm just still that gravity well, right when Raze was trying to use the showstopper, was phenomenal.
That timing.
The timing was great. They must have heard the start of it and just immediately went for it. Because you know, showstopper being used just to clear out this a corner of the site makes perfect sense. So yeah, put a gravity well right there. Why not?
Why not?
Make it more difficult for the other team.
All right, 11-11 game.
I see we're once again going with that B push with that Cypher lurk. Leaving Spike behind again just so that way they can get the information. They're playing the same routine a few times in a row still. And they're getting the Scarlet to waste those utilities on B site, especially that KJ one just now with the KJ Molly. But you'll see Scarlet's not even moving towards B site yet. They're still holding their positions because they know they're going to end up moving soon.
And they're just wasting utility. wasting those Astro Stars. But guess what? We have our Seekers to really get that information. We're going to satchel onto site. Defender lockdown coming in hot. It's going to make it a little difficult to get this spike down. But we're committed to the plant, and the lockdown is destroyed by paint shells. And that is the usual spot you would put the KJ lockdown in. So that just made sense to use the paint shells.
And we can see we have a Cosmic Divide up to on B site. Another one as well. So we know there's about to be a lot of action going on, seeing Cypher's utilizing their ult as well.
And just here it goes with another showstopper. In the gravity well once again. But we did get the pick on Tina. What a round.
It is 12-11 to the match point. I don't know what could be done differently at this point.
I got enough time to go into the Astro 4.
Carleton's just been doing the same thing consistently and are just able to like just bait out Scarlet. And Scarlet, last time we saw them hold their positions and then Carleton ended up just going back to B as quickly as possible instead of taking their time and like weaving between the map and getting more info. So we'll see how they play, knowing that they need one more point, and it seems it might be a little bit more aggressive this time.
Oh, they got seen inside of that nebula. They have to get out of it. We saw those paint shells come in, Trailblazer. And it does clear Orchid in the corner. And the shots connect. You know, they get aggressive. It's a good play. But the utility usage to clear out that aggressive play is hurting Scarlet right now.
Yeah, and I do want to say, like, we've seen some really good paint cans.
Wow.
And just that little lurky lurk right there with Cypher just popping off.
Making it a 4-2 game. 4v2. Now they're forced to do a retake. The lurk from Apple is incredible. We have to say that has been the biggest game changer of map 1 here with Split.
Yeah, this is a crucial moment at this point just because you need your information. There's not much there other than you know they're on site because the spike has been planted.
Here we go. And the run and gun from Hans to secure the Split game going to Carleton.
Right at the end, just that little bit of information once, you know, the shots were fired was enough to fully commit and just make sure that they secured that round for them. 13-10 or 13-11.
13-11.
13-11.
Close, such a close game.
These past 2 matches have been absolutely like so close and so fun to watch just because you see each player really get highlighted at least a few times every match. They're amazing players. A good chunk of them, again, they are like Immortal Ascendant. Like they know what they're doing. They've been playing for 9 weeks straight to get up to this stage and they made it, and they both, all 3 teams have played phenomenally. They made it just so much fun.
What a game to watch. I think both of these teams are just so talented.
They
and oh my gosh, the plays on both teams, the utility usage with Astro Stars, everything was so well done.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Present your champions here. However, we do have an interview that we need to do. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
I'm Hannah, also known as Hans, and I'm not the IGL, but I am the team captain. My IGL is Tina.
Amazing. Okay, I don't want to ask how it feels, but I want to ask how much work did you guys put in to get here? How does it feel? I mean, it looks like you guys have fought really hard to get to this stage. I just want to know how that feels.
Honestly, not gonna lie, it was just kind of like we were all kind of busy with finals, so we didn't have much prep time, but we honestly have like really good synergy and we all love each other like sisters. So honestly, it was just catching up and having a really like good, memorable trip because I know this might be like our last time together as a team. So really, really happy to be spending time with these guys in Texas and winning out the game.
Absolutely. Do you think you'll keep playing? Do you think you'll go for Path to Pro after this? Is this anything that you're interested in?
No, I'm actually quitting after this year, so I'm definitely not looking into Valorant any further, but I know that my friend Tina is in Game Changers, and she's doing a really good job, so honestly, she deserves everybody. She deserves everybody looking at her and scouting her and stuff, so I really hope she does get in.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Tina looking to get scouted here for straight out of Game Changers.
Oh, wait. Also, Tranquil and Apple and Helen, they're bomb too. They're also looking to be in Game Changers too, so honestly. Big vouch.
Big vouch. Okay, so let's talk about what the key to your success was. I mean, it looks like you guys just have the power of friendship in anime. I'm not gonna lie. Genuinely, you can tell that you guys enjoy each other's company. Is that really the key?
I think so, 100%. I think as long as you like enjoy being in the presence of your teammates, you can live with them in a hotel or Airbnb for a couple of days and you're not tired of each other, then that means like, you know, it's a genuine friendship and honestly you need to have some sort of synergy like that to play this game, so.
Listen, from this deeply old lady, hold on to that for your whole life. But do you have any other parting words? Anybody you want to say thank you to?
My mom and dad are watching, so I'd like to thank my mom and dad, and I'd like to thank Gabe from Winthrop University for being so supportive of us in Texas. I'd love to thank Powerpuff Girls because they have been so supportive of us, and they did awesome today. And just like would love to thank all my friends that have supported me, and also would like to thank all the haters who didn't want to see me get here to this point. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much, genuinely. And we are really genuinely proud of you guys. Thank you so much for making it out to this event, showing us like the power of friendship in anime. And I think that's gonna be it for now.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for the interview. All right, folks, we're gonna go to a quick break and then we will be back, I believe, with Overwatch. So we'll see you then.
Saw Carleton has won the Paidia Cup Women's Matchmaking Show Match sponsored by Xbox. I am blown away by just the incredible plays we've seen. I am honestly just excited just to see so many wonderful women in Valorant and also hearing that quite a few of them are looking to go to Game Changers, which is honestly just super inspiring and empowering as well. So I am sure we will see them alongside Scarlet at Game Changers very soon.
And maybe one of these years you'll see us cast in Game Changers.
Maybe.
All right, make sure you keep up with these wonderful teams and all these women going above and beyond in Valorant and making a safe space for women that want to get involved with this game and competitively at that. And wow, what a game. What a game. I enjoyed that so much. I'm giving so much love to all the teams that came here and played their hearts out. And I wish you all the best in whatever career path you choose. And just always know that you deserve whatever space you want to be in, especially women and non-binary gamers and whatever path you want to go on too. So what a game. I'm so happy we got to cast it together.
Same.
Oh, just wow.
I want to
Wow.
real quick before we continue chatting for a little bit. We really want to give a big thank you. Thank you so much to Xbox, Paidia Gaming, and Esports U for just all of this opportunity being provided, just not only to the players, but to us as well. And we are so thankful. So thank you so much. And seeing the strong partnership between Paidia and Esports U is getting me so excited because, you know, it takes a bit of time to make sure that places in gaming or anywhere really can be truly inclusive and welcoming. And we're seeing that partnership and it's making a lot of space. And it's so wonderful just to see the support overall from the folks who are working this event to the folks who are just here hanging out, and also seeing it also like on the high school and middle school teams that are here as well, since even though this is the CECC, we are having all types of age ranges and everything here, which is so incredible. And inspiring, I have to say. I'm feeling very inspired and empowered. Just
Yeah. Yeah, this was an experience that I never thought I would have. So here we are. Thank you to all the teams that played. But let's welcome Jill, all right, Paidia CEO. We're going to welcome her to come bring up the trophy from the Paidia Cup Women's Matchmaking Season, sponsored by Xbox.
All right. On behalf of Paidia Gaming Esports U and our partner Xbox, we want to give Carleton University the championship trophy presented by PC Game Pass for winning the Paidia Cup. Hold it up, hold it loud and proud. And I would also like to invite UH Scarlet to come up. Carleton is holding the trophy, but all the women that have competed on this stage or who have casted and been talent on this stage, this represents all of you. You guys are so inspiring for the next generation of women to come. They look up to you and you're paving the way. And this has just been such an incredible moment for all of you. So thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Woo! Let's hear it for them. GG, ladies.